What up, guys? It's your boy, Mr. What If here, bringing you a brand new little story on my YouTube channel. And this idea came from two What If friends of mine. Their names and links will be in the description below. I'm gonna give you a little tour about them. One of them, if you guys like dark tone, what ifs, like a dark scene, like a dark story, but also PG, that guy's for you. His link is for you. His name is Destroyer. And then the other guy, he's a very new What If YouTuber, just started, and he's a real cool dude. And please go show him some love and maybe subscribe. Please possibly leave a like, and please do watch his videos. So yeah. And the one I'm talking about, his name is, unknown. You'll just know when you know. You'll know when you click on the link. I'll just say that. You'll know when you click on the link. One already has a lot of subscribers, the other one has very little subscribers. But go show both of them some love. Alright, so this is going to be what if Deku had fire power. Now, how I'm going to do this is, sorry about that. So how I'm going to do this is that Deku, I'm going to change up both. I'm going to change up his dad's quirk. So Deku's dad, his quirk is ignition, which allows him to ignite flames. Ignition. And his mom is gonna be quirkless, so yeah. So I'm gonna start this off by when Deku's 5 years old. Deku's 5 years old, he goes to the quirk doctor to go see if he has a quirk, and the quirk doctor says, your son does have a quirk, it seems to be fire. Seems like it's a fire quirk. But it's a different type of fire quirk, so in the way that Deku can use his fire quirk is that most likely an object he touch or he use or produce, like an object that is like Deku can touch, he can ignite it. So it only works on touching like objects. So he can emit the flames, but it's only when he's touching objects like a doorknob. He can basically any object he touch can be ignited in flames or enchanted in flames. And he can also control the flames, and he can also do a little bit of controlling the flames. Like if he shoots out if he touches a baseball, it will be ignited in flames, and then he'll throw the baseball, and then he'll be able to manipulate it while it's flying through the air. So he can do a little bit of both. Yeah. So Deku, I'll say Deku go to preschool like in the canon, and then I'm gonna say that of course Bakugo shows off his quirk, and then when it's Deku's turn, Deku will show off his quirk by going over and touching a little block toy, and then as soon as he touches it, and then Deku would say ignite. Deku would say ignite, and then the object would be engulfed in flames. And people would be like, oh, that's so cool, Deku. And then Bakugo would say, hey, we both have kind of a similar quirk. And then Deku would say, yeah. And then Bakugo would say, but my quirk is still better. But my quirk seems to be a little bit better than yours since you have to literally touch an object while I can just do it. And then Deku would say, but yeah, it's still a cool quirk. And then Bakugo would say, yeah, but it won't beat mine. And then later on, as they get older, I'll say when they're 7 and 8 years old. When they're 7 years old, I'll say when they're 6 years old. When they're 6 years old, Deku will see Bakugo bullying a kid that has kind of useless cork. And then Deku, of course, would step up saying that's not would step up to Bakugo saying, Bakugo, that's not very much being a hero. That's kind of being a villain. Deku would say that to Bakugo, and Bakugo would say, I don't, and would say, who cares? And then he would try to explode Deku, and Deku would try to quickly move out the way, but he'll still get hit, knocked back onto the ground. Would get knocked back onto the ground, yeah. And then Deku would get up and say, that's not nice, Kanchan. And then Deku would throw some sand, and then before the sand can reach Bakugo, Deku accidentally snaps his fingers, and then the sand being engulfed in flames would get heat up in flames. And then it burns Bakugo's clothing and some of Bakugo's little minions. And then Bakugo would say, really, Deku, you want to fight? And then Deku said, if it's a fight you want, it's a fight you're going to get. And then later, we see Deku at home, see Deku just getting home, a little bit bleeding. He's bleeding a little bit and he has bruises. And then his mom, of course, is worried sick on like what happened. And then Deku tells his mom everything that happened. And then his mom is a little shocked to hear that Bakugo would do something like this, but she's proud that he acted like a hero. Took the hero route instead of just fighting Bakugo just to fight him. And then I'll say time skip to when Deku is I'll time skip to 2 years before the start of the anime. When Deku was leaving the gym from working out, he runs into a girl with white and red hair. And yes, I am gender bending Todoroki. So yeah, Todoroki's gonna be a female in this. So Deku bumps into a girl with red and white hair, and then he sees that she has like bandages wrapped around one side of her face, and then Deku would ask, are you alright? And then she wouldn't say anything, and she'll just quickly scurry on over to her dad, and Deku would see her run straight to the number two hero, Endeavor. Well, I'm not sure if Endeavor was the number two hero at the time. I'm gonna say he was. Yeah. Yeah. And so he says, wow, is that Endeavor? And then Deku would run over saying, excuse me, Mr. Endeavor? And then Endeavor would turn around and say, what kid? And then Deku was like, well, never mind. He said, can I get your autograph? And then Endeavor would say, are you confusing me with All Might or something? And then Deku would say, no, you're actually like kind of a cool hero of mine. In this, I know you guys are gonna get upset, but in this, Deku actually kind of somewhat likes Endeavor due to how powerful his fire quirk is. That's the only reason. Other than that, he doesn't really care much for Endeavor. Just likes his fire quirk and how Endeavor uses it. And then Endeavor signs Deku's book. I'll say that Deku always keeps his little journal with him just in case. And then Deku would say thanks for the autograph. And then he would say sorry to the girl. And then Endeavor would say don't talk to her. And then say come on, Shoto. And then Shoto's walking behind him. And then he would say her name is Shoto. Nice name. And then Deku would turn back around and run on home. And now we get to the beginning of the anime. This is when Deku, of course, takes to say everything happens in canon when Deku goes to school. The big old fight and all of that between Mount Lady and that guy. And everything stays the same in canon until the part where Bakugo goes to blow up Deku's desk. Deku will quick, well, not Deku's desk, before Bakugo can blow up Deku's notebook. Deku will quickly snatch it out of Bakugo's hand, and Bakugo say, "So you think you're a tough guy?" And then this is when Bakugo would try to go in for a medium-sized left hook, and then Deku will quickly grab his arm and throw him towards the wall. And then Bakugo say, "Oh, you're." And then this is when Bakugo's friends would try to grab Deku, but every time they touch Deku, Deku says ignition, actually burning them a little bit. Well, a lot actually. And then and then Bakugo say, "You damn Deku." And this is when Deku would pin Bakugo into the ground. And then Deku would grab Bakugo's book bag, place Bakugo's book bag on top of him, and Deku would say ignition, setting Bakugo's book bag on fire. And then he said, "Damn Deku!" And then Bakugo's friends would try to help put out the fire and try to get the book bag off of Bakugo. And then we just see Deku run out the classroom, and then Bakugo is just yelling, "Damn Deku, I'ma kill you, you damn nerd!" And then, yeah. And then Deku is just running home, laughing. And Deku is very cocky. Like, he is extremely cocky. And then Deku is running home, and then he takes a shortcut, and this is when things would happen like in canon. So the only thing in canon is Deku is, every time the sludge villain would try to touch Deku or grab onto him, he would say ignite. And then the sludge villain would start to be engulfed in fire a little bit. But the sludge villain does get some hits in by hitting Deku in the stomach and in the face a few times. But Deku's getting back up, trying to fight the sludge villain. And then the sludge villain would actually be a little bit sneaky and grab Deku from the leg, and then slam Deku up against the wall. And this is when we was here, "Don't have no fear, for I am here." And then we will see All Might. All Might would Delaware smash the sludge villain, knocking him out. And then Deku would say, no way. That's the number one hero, All Might." And then All Might would say, "You alright, kid?" And then Deku would say, yeah, thanks for saving my life." And then All Might would say, "Don't worry, kid. That's what a real hero does. Remember that." And then Deku would say, "Always." And this is when Deku would help All Might pick up the sludge villain and put him in a bottle. And then this is when All Might would say, "Thanks for helping me out." And I actually seen the way you was fighting against the sludge villain a little bit. You knew what you were doing, but there's still room for improvement. And then All Might would say, "Later, kid." And then this is when All Might would jump off. And then All Might will feel something heavy on his leg. Then he will look down, see Deku grabbed on. And then All Might, knowing if he tries to get Deku off, Deku's gonna fall from this height. And then he lands by a nearby building. And then this time, since Deku has a quirk, he asks All Might, could he be a hero, the number one hero, with this quirk, with his fire quirk? And then he said, "Well, this is more of a question you would ask the number 2 hero, Endeavor, about your fire quirk. But since you explained to me that when you touch an object, or basically when you touch an object, you're able to engulf it in flames. That's a pretty powerful quirk. But if you need training, I could see if I can possibly get in contact with Endeavor, see if he could give you a few pointers, but on fire moves and skill sets. But other than that, I can see you becoming a mighty fine young hero. And this is when All Might would debuff, and Deku would look dumbfounded and say, "You're not the real All Might." And then All Might would explain his injury, and this is when All Might and then this is when Deku would say, and by the way, All Might, and then All Might would say, "Yeah, kid." And then Deku said, "What happened to the bottle that was in your pocket?" And then this is when they would hear a loud explosion. As for when Deku said, "Oh, I know only one person that can make an explosion that big." And then they would see it is, hold up, my thing just fell, hold up. Alright, I had to fix something. So, Deku and All Might would rush over to where the explosion is, and they would and then soon as they get downstairs, um Deku and a deflated All Might are basically watching as a kid is inside of the sludge, and they would see a kid inside of the giant sludge villain, and then and then and then Deku would see all these heroes that are just standing there, not doing not a thing. So then this is when All Might would say, "Dang it, I wish I had more time. I could have probably ran to go save the kid." And this is when we would see Deku run right past All Might and all the heroes, and he would do the same thing in canon what he did with his book bag by throwing his book bag as a sludge villain. And then, but except different is Deku has a quirk, and his quirk is called Ignition. And anything he touches will be ignite in flames, and he'll be able to control it once he ignites it in flames. So Deku takes off his book bag and throws it, and right before he throws it, he says ignition. Then he would throw the book bag while it's engulfed in fire, and then and then soon as and when it's flying through the air getting ready to attack the sludge villain, hit the sludge villain, Deku would quickly move it out the way of one of the whip attacks from the sludge villain trying to deflect it, and it would end up hitting the sludge villain right in the eye. So and then the sludge villain will be screaming in pain and agony, and as Deku in canon is trying to claw out Bakugo, and All Might seeing Deku was so quick on his feet and so head smart trying to save that boy. And then All Might said, "That boy, he really has a heart of a hero." And then as he buzzed up, he would say, "A heart of a hero." And this is when All Might would finish off the sludge villain completely, like how he did in canon. And then this time, instead of Bakugo being praised for going up against a sludge villain, Deku would be praised. And this pisses off Bakugo, saying this would actually piss off Bakugo because Deku's getting praised as a hero, while Bakugo is being scolded for using his quirk like that and actually making the sludge villain a little bit more dangerous because of random explosions going off everywhere. And then same thing would happen, and then later in canon the same thing would happen. Deku's going home, and then All Might finds Deku and offers Deku one for all. And this is where I'm going to end off the video. So I hope you like and possibly subscribe and comment down below if you would like a female Todoroki x Deku relationship. And I'm thinking about adding an intro into my videos. But if you guys don't want me to add an intro and just leave it how I do it, just say that. And please go check out these two Oh gosh, right at the end of the video. Please go check out these two what ifers. They're wonderful people, and catch you all in the next part, which is gonna be what if Deku was skilled. I believe part 4 or 5. That is gonna be the next part that is coming out later today. So look forward to that. And if you guys have any suggestion what I should do for that, please say in the comments below. And if you guys want me to do a different what if, please join my Discord server. 3 links in the comment section in the description below. And peace out.